Okay, I'm going to attempt to record some drawing on the Yinova. This is my first real sketch on it, and I'm going to show you how sensitive it is. Sensitive enough to get these very pencil-like strokes. Okay. And actually, I found that the default driver settings for the Yinova actually feel better to me in Photoshop than the default Wacom ones. Whenever I get a Wacom, I end up messing with the drivers quite a bit, the sensitivity settings, in order to get something that I feel is good in Photoshop. And you see that that cursor lag and the parallax that occurs. That happens with the Cintiq too. Nothing particular to the Yinova. Certainly slightly more pronounced with the Yinova in the sense that there's no calibration software to try to make that cursor parallax less noticeable. But in terms of the lag, it's pretty on par, and the screen is 10 times better than the screen on my Cintiq. And because the pixel density is actually higher, even though it's relatively low res, it feels more like drawing on an actual sheet of paper. So overall, I like this more than I like my 20WSX, which is currently sitting there in portrait mode. So for $300, I'm still convinced that this thing's a pretty good deal. But yeah, I mean, there's not much I can't do with this that I can do with the Cintiq. As a matter of fact, I can't really think of anything offhand that feels noticeably, horribly, egregiously worse. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty on par. You know, gradated shading with pressure is fine. There's no problem with opacity control or anything. I've been able to do precise line work through the beard here. You can see the hatching with absolutely no hiccups at all. Not hard to achieve at all on this tablet. So for $300, you do lose hotkeys more or less because the default ones are mapped to really useless settings, and I didn't see in the software control panel where I could adjust that easily. So maybe there is some way with opening the package contents of the application driver file and messing with the INI file in there, which I've already opened in TextMate and kind of dicked around with a little bit. And it's got some number toggles to change cursor type, and interestingly, it also lists other hardware vendors that use that same driver. So I'm going to try to track down some of those other companies as well. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm really happy with the purchase. But that's it for now, I guess.